What's up, guys? Matty here, mixandmastermysong.com. Today's a video I've been wanting to share with you guys for a few months. It's about this new software I've been using called SoundFlow. And what it is basically is a way to make custom automations with your DAW. Now, as some of you know, I've been having some sort of compatibility issues with Studio One not being as reliable, and know that I've been using Pro Tools again quite a bit. But I was really missing all the extra features I get when I'm mixing in Studio One. So SoundFlow kind of gives me that and more in some cases. So we're going to jump in. I'm going to show you how I've been using it and see if it's something you want to check out. Big shout out to my boy Nacho for showing me how to use a lot of this stuff. All right, let's go. All right, guys, so here's the Stream Deck. It's something that you can buy separately from SoundFlow. Essentially, it's just a bunch of buttons or quick keys that you can use, right? And now, I've also, as I've nerded out on this thing, I've gotten it also on my iPad. I have an iPad now with a bunch of more automations. Now, I'm going to show you guys this stuff from the screen, but I just wanted to show you I'll be triggering it from these buttons, just so you know. So let me switch over to the screen here and pull up SoundFlow. So it's right up here. It's already running. It kind of starts off when you open your session. And this is it. Let me move it over so you guys can see it. So it looks pretty complicated, but it comes with 500 Pro Tools automations already. Now, keep in mind, this thing isn't just for Pro Tools. I have automations set up for Studio One. You can also use it for any DAW. It's just, this was made from guys who work in film industry, and 99% of people in the film industry use Pro Tools. So that's where it's kind of starting from. But as this thing builds, I'm sure it will blossom with other DAWs and so on and so forth. So you have your start, which is just your basic stuff. Profile, which is, my name. Editor is where you spend most of your time, and we're going to get into this in a second. This is where 99% of the time you spend here. Store is kind of cool. It's where you can actually get automations that people have already made, which is a nice help, and I have some of those. Keyboard map is also cool. So when you first get started, if you're using Pro Tools, this will show you where all the different automations that it comes with are. And you can, if you get this, you can download this and get it for 30 days for free, so you can check it out. Next big page that I use a lot is the forums, because a lot of this is kind of programming in a weird way. It's not that hard, but you got to spend some time learning how to use it. So here's where everyone's talking, and you can a lot of times get different codes and order how to do it and so forth like that, and people to maybe help you with the code if you're having a hard time. So that's basically how it's laid out. Now, let me show you the fun part, and then we'll get into some of how this works, right? So let me pull up my Surface. So I have my Pro Tools. So these are my packages. These are things that I've created. And then these are the installed packages. These are the ones I downloaded from the store, okay? But let me show you the fun stuff, and we can just see like how all this stuff works. So if you see over here, this is exactly what my Stream Deck is saying on my buttons here. And so you can see all the different things. So when I have my template, I just have a bunch of stems set up, but when I have my template set up, I can mute all drums, mute all music, mute all vocals, or mute high perks. I can touch read. If I'm selecting on a track, I can turn on automation on and off. This is a stem. This is for something I do a lot. It's kind of complicated. We won't get into that one. This is for Melodyne. I'm going to show you guys this. You hit a button, and you're Melodyne and ready to go in Pro Tools. Duplicate, this is just to duplicate a track, hide a track, real just quick stuff. Then I also have Metric AB, which I can open and close, and I'll show you guys this stuff, and no matter where I am in my session, which is sick. Then I have some folders, and this one's actually, is it going to go there? Oh, I'm going to go there this way. This one's actually one of the ones I downloaded for free that someone else made. So this is, I can copy track data, paste track data. So essentially I can take all the inserts and sends on one track, hit copy, and go to the next track, hit paste, and all the inserts and sends will go there. Freaking time-saving stuff times 20, okay? And then also, if you go back to my Pro Tools, this is kind of my main page where I go. I have a setup one, right? And this is my setup. So this is where I'm at when I first open a session. I'm going to go over this first probably. So I have all kinds of options, and kind of when I close a session. So these are the way I color code my music stems. And this is my Pro Tools preferences. So I don't know if you ever get a session from someone else and it's all like not the way you set up your session. Now I can hit a button. All my preferences are stored and recalled, and I'm good to go. Import data, another hide button. You can move these wherever you want. This is the bounce to disk. It will, when I hit it, it does all my settings, which is usually 24-bit, 44 1K, and I can click bounce. Or if I'm exporting, if I'm recording back in, I can export the wave. And this button, which is the miracle of all miracles, is the folder. So after your bounce, you have to search around and find where your bounce went. You click this and it opens the bounce folder automatically. So all huge time savers. And then lastly, one of the last folders I use here is the audio suite one. And this, I'm going to show you guys how this stuff works, but I can mouth declick, I can use declick, vocal line, verify, reverse, and I hit a button and it does it on the track and then closes. Crazy shit. Okay, so that's what's going on my Stream Deck. Then I also have this thing called the Surface, and this is this one. Let me open it up. This is my iPad, right? I don't know why it doesn't want to. Oh, it's because it's such small on my screen. So these have different plugins that I use all the time. Ozone, Bax, this group, Ampex. This is on my master bus sometimes. And then my effects, Woodroom, R4, quarter inch, Gold, Valhalla, 3000. And then I can do copy inserts here. And then I also have a button for my Trinnov, which is my room EQ machine. And it just brings that up. And then I got to touch and read over here. This one I'm still kind of building. It's not quite there yet, but it's getting there. All right, so let me show you guys some of this stuff. So really quick, this is when I load a session, I get all my stems like this. Now, I used to have to go, okay, well, this is 808. I like my bass stuff blue, so I double click on that, click blue. Not anymore. Now I just go through them like bongos, claps, hit a button, clicks it to yellow. Hi-hats, yellow. Intro pluck, that's music, that's green. Kicks, hit the button, yellow. Massive looks like it's either a bass or it's a bass, so that's blue, hit a bass. Plucks, green. Vocal, this is all vocal. This is vocal stems like as a beat vocals, not real vocals. So music, if it was a vocal, I get a vocal switch, which is purple for vocal. And then lastly, it's another effects thing, which is music for me. And there, in about 10 seconds, I have color coded all my stems and I'm ready to go. Next, sometimes, and I don't have my template set up. I probably should have done this with my template, but say you want this to go to a new track. You want, let's put all our drums together, right? Say you want these drums to all go to a new track, or a new bus. You want to make your drum bus. You just collect them together, hit O, and that's output. And then I can go, if I already had a bus, I could search the bus, but I do new track, and it creates that and call drum bus. And voila, all those are there, and we're ready to go, okay? So really crazy stuff as far as that is concerned. Another amazing feature that I use a lot, say this was a vocal, right? And we wanted to melodyne, let's make it shorter so we don't process forever. And we wanted to melodyne this vocal. So I have a button, I just hit it, boom. Opens Melodyne. Notice I'm not using my hands. Renders it in. When you have to wait for this to spin. I'm getting an update, which might throw us off. But wait for that to spin. It's all good. Click OK. It commits it and closes the commitment. And now, look, my kick is all melodyned, ready to tune. So, I mean, that's just worth the price of admission right there. So there's that. I'm trying to show some other stuff. And then over here, I don't have my template, as I told you, but if I did, like if I had an aux called, I can make this really quick for you guys, called R4. And I had my R4 reverb on there. Right? If I click it, it pops up. It's not working because I got it in the wrong insert. But if I had my template, it would work. And all my reverbs and all my stuff would come up. Also my turn off button brings up my turn off, and I need to switch to focals or the ATCs. And let's see, audio suite. Then I also have my audio suite stuff. So say there's a bunch of clicks in this track right here and I wanted to declick it. I just hit my button, it brings up mouth declick, processes it, and it's done. Just close this out. So, I mean, if you just think about just that stuff I've shown you, it's nuts how much it can help, right? So let me just show you a quick macro. I mean, the best thing to do is download this and start playing with it. But let me just show you kind of how it works. So say I wanted to add this. Let's call this, what's something I don't have? AMS, right? The AMS reverb. And let's load that here. Boom, there it is. Okay, so let's say I wanted to create a quick button for that on my iPad, right? Where is the, oh, sorry. So SoundFlow is up here. You guys probably can't see it because you can only see half my screen the way this thing is set up. All right, so now I go to my Surface, which is the iPad, okay? And then I'm gonna go, see, this is one of my others, Ozone or Limiter. Mix bus M is the track, but not here. We're going to be using AMS, right? So I'm going to go add new macro, okay? And this is going to be called Open AMS. Then we're going to add an action, and it's going to be open. So here's where all your actions are. So a lot of this stuff, you just got to look for what you want to do. If the actions are already there, you just got to program it the order that it happens, right? So this is open insert on track, okay? So we click that, we select the track. The track's going to be AMS, right? Then it's number 2, insert 2. So we click 2, and we want the toggle so I can open it and close it, right? So that's done, right? Now, so we've already made the macro. We're already done with that. Look how, I mean, that was so simple, right? And you can do this with anything in the world, it seems. Then I go to my Surface, right? And I'm going to edit my Surface. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just copy and paste this and then drag one over. And I'll call this, then this is over here, right? Call this AMS. The command will be open AMS. Okay, so now that's good, right? Now let's close this. And now you can see, if you can see in the screen, I'm reaching over to my iPad, click open AMS, open and closes it. So, I mean, you guys know if you're using Pro Tools, and this is what's great about Studio One, if you're on a send down here, you know what I mean? Let's call this slap or whatever. If I'm going to send down here, and I want to open and close, I want to tweak this reverb, I got to scroll up and find the freaking reverb and all that. That's what's great about Studio One. You just double click the send and it opens the return. Well, not so in Pro Tools, so this is how I have to do it. So I just click, I go over to my AMS, open it up, turn some more, I want more pre-delay, then I can close it, and boom, I'm good. I don't have to scroll up, I can stay focused on what I'm working on. So just, you know, life-changing stuff for Pro Tools users and anyone else. So that's the gist of what I got going on this SoundFlow. I know it's super complicated and like might be like, wait, what? If you're interested in it at all, and I just suggest downloading it. You get 30 days for free. After that, it's $10, which to me is worth it. It does what an assistant can do for $300, $400 a week. So I'm not mad at it. $10 a month. I will gladly pay that. But yeah, this thing, you know, they always say like, what are some life-changing things you've had in your gear or whatever you've gotten? This is one of them for me. It's just like I gained an hour a day of shit I'd have to do by using this stuff. So like I said, download it, see if it's for you or for not. It also works with Studio One for all my Studio One guys out there. I have some for Studio One too that I use, although Studio One, a lot of the stuff that I'm doing here already does, except I've just been having issues when I'm working on the stability since Studio One 4. That's for another video. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think of SoundFlow. If you're using it, if you have any dope macros you want to send me, please do. If you need your song mixed and mastered, hit me up at mixandmastermysong.com. You can also get my presets and What else there? Presets and courses there. Talk to you guys soon.